What's up, everybody? My name is Jizzy. You ever wonder about the music industry and the corporate greed, everything that goes on that everybody talks about? But yet their fathers are third in line at companies like AT&T and Mr. Red Shaw. You ever wonder about the fraudulence? Do you think that these frauds should be shown a lesson in humility? All for self-gain and profit. All the shills and grifters on YouTube. You wanna know who I am? My name is Chip Boy. They call me Jizzy. Some of my friends call me Smiley. Some of them call me Jit. I'm an actual signed artist on Atlantic Records for over 40 years. 40 years. And I write for some of the biggest celebrities on the planet. On the planet. I am real. I am also the one that exposes the truth. I'm the one that's gonna show you where the paperwork lies. I'm not gonna show you some phony letterhead that vendors suing everybody when they're not suing people. All for clicks on YouTube. We need a YouTube purge. We need to get rid of all the shills, the grifters, all the liars and BS people. Rick Beato, they'll never make it in the music industry. His band failed. His management company failed. His record label failed. He got a viral hit off his kid's vocal, which got him into
Down with the shield. Down with the sickness. What's up, everybody? What's up, Gigi, Jerry, Nathan?
Not the other way around. Rhett Scholl's dad's number 3 at AT&T. He wants to talk about corporate greed and BS while Big Jick Music sits in his mama's basement crying about Fender, and he's doing the big word M. We'll just say Method Man. You can take from what you want. You're famous as an influencer, not a real guitar player, until you have number.
What's up, everybody? I'm on a little early. It's gonna pour. My nose is running like a faucet. It's clear today, and then it got bad. So what's going on? That's your favorite verse? Hey, Electric. The YouTube purge. His band failed. So I had a conversation with someone on, I think it was Rhett's page. And he was like, what do you mean he's a failure? He went to Congress. I go, he was paid to go to Congress. And the reason why he was paid to go to Congress is because taking down AI wouldn't benefit the record labels. So they had to get somebody from outside the industry as a patsy. And he was paid. The only way to get laws changed in Congress are you got to lobby. You got to pay lots of money. So if you don't have a sponsor, like my lawyer is in Washington right now. Lindsey Graham was his sponsor. He paid a lot of money to get a bill on the floor to be voted on. Now he's there now, but I got to talk to him when he gets back. What's up, Jupe? So, you know, a lot of people don't. That's why, like, the top music attorney's full of shit. Oh, I'm changing the law. No, you gotta go to you gotta get a senator to put your bill on the floor. Anti-Ibanez? Yeah, I there's Ibanez has come a long way. I get the orange one. I get a couple of them. I mean, but again, it's something that you have to play them. You got to really like them, to they're not for everybody. They're great shred guitars. So if you're a shredder, that's why a lot of metal guys play them. It's a great. They're fast necks. They are what they are. The neck pockets. Oh boy, should we wait for more to come on? Because I can rehash it later in the stream. I invited the gentleman who has a YouTube channel to come on. He was talking about a 1970s Fender he got as a kid, and he showed how bad the neck pocket was. Hey, mechanic, I'm sorry to hear about Roscoe, brother. My heart goes out to you. In my family, I've had to put down my animals. They leave it to me, and it's really hard for me because, I sit at home all day with them, so I get attached to them. Because I'm here, the kid will be at school, so it's just me and the dog, or, you know what I mean? So it's really hard. So I know what you're going through, bro. And my heart goes out to you. So, by the way, Tennis Nuts, I don't know if he's working, but he just got a Fender shop, a custom Fender shop. Let me see. Let me pull up some of the pictures. Let's see. So this was on his thing, Fender Custom Shop, LTD, Sherwood Green, Heavy Relic. I go, what does the neck pocket look like? Any gaps? He's like, nah, it's a Fender, not some knockoff. So he just got a new Fender Custom Shop. Let me see, turn that so you guys can see it this way. And that's what he told me. Now, here's the Squier neck pocket. There ain't no gaps in there. Now, I don't know if we should go through all my Fenders. So I took 11 pictures, some of the same guitar, some of different guitars. These are all the neck pockets. So we could go, you can look at them. Let's see the top row. There's no gaps in those. There's the purple one. In the Squier. There's like 5 Fenders on there, including a Squier. There's no neck pocket issues. None. Now, I don't know if I should say his name because he's not got a big channel, but he was saying that. And then he said, I go, bro, you're comparing an old CNC machine compared to new stuff. I go, their new stuff isn't like that. And he goes, yes, it is. You should see my newer video at Guitar Center. Another guy that just wants to talk about Fender because it gets you clicks. Now, I understand that people want to make money. And this is a lot funner than going to work. I understand that. But I'm not in it for the money. I just showed you 5 Fender guitars. There's no neck pocket issue on any of my guitars. Yeah, they're grasping for straws. I mean, it gets to the point where... And then I was on Wings of Pegasus today. He didn't take me down and he didn't stop the live video. But what he did is he bypassed my comment. Because I said to him, Phil, you talk about AI or backing tracks for one song. But what you don't realize is if you're somebody like Beyonce dancing for an hour and a half or 2 hours, she doesn't have it's like doing aerobics and singing or running and singing. You're not going to hit notes with a 2-hour run. You're just not. I said, so backing tracks are needed for singers because they're dancing and putting on show. They're entertaining. I said, if you want to go see Pavarotti stand still, go right the fuck ahead. But on a 2-hour show, and Sebastian, I'll give him credit on this, said something about Ken Tamplin. He said, it's easy to critique me sitting down in a nice air-controlled room, singing like me for 2 minutes. He said, try running around the stage and doing that for an hour and a half. So I have to say he's 100% right. Doing big stadium shows and the people he knocks isn't logical because you're critiquing one track. And when you do that, you're not giving a full honest opinion of why they use tracks. And he doesn't talk about why it's not cost effective even if you have a sample, it's better to put all your samples on your computer instead of hiring a keyboard, an extra guitar player, a horn section, the Philharmonic Orchestra. You know how what the cost would be for a world tour, having them perform 3 times a week? Just the insurance alone would kill you. He doesn't understand anything about the business and wants to critique the AI or backing track or stuff like that. Yeah, those hot lights, dude, that especially in clubs. I've seen people almost catch their head. There was a place many years ago in Fort Lauderdale called Summers on the Beach. I swear to God, they before LEDs, those cam lights were like maybe 6 inches from your head. You could literally get a sunburn on your head. Phil couldn't make it as a good karaoke singer. Yeah, so like there's a lot of stuff like that. Did I take any other pictures? Let me just check. Now I made some comments to, some of the other people. Now, like Gary's Guitars never commented back. So there's some people that on those comments, like the Guitar Gary never commented back from the guitar shop. Paul Henning never commented back. And I commented on his 2 videos. And Rhett Scholl video, when I told the guy about Congress and stuff, I go, who gives a shit? My uncle was on the Ways and Means Committee for 26 years. You don't think I know how that operates? It's unbelievable that people fall for this hook, line, and sinker. How many times have you watched Congress on TV with these, I don't even know what you call them, these sessions? Like even with Fauci, they never invoke an arrest. So it's a smoke and mirrors game. They act like they're doing something, but behind the scenes, whoever pays the most money wins. That's called lobbying. That's what's going to happen in the Fender case. Fender's not going to go after everybody individually, even small shops. Why? There's no money to be made. So what they're going to do is they're going to lobby that judge who's in charge of the case, and who forks over the most money lobbying to keep them as a judge wins. That's how it's done. That's why I said music and even business, it's evil to a point, because that's how it operates. And let me see, I found a really cool band that I wanted to share with you guys as well. Let's see if I can get on there. They're not, what is that, pictures? I never go to the right thing on here. Let me see. Let's go to YouTube. There it is. Because it's like a fresher breath air. They're not like phenomenal, but it's really good songwriting. And the harmonies remind me of King Zach's or Enough's Enough a little bit. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Just I can even plug in for you guys. Let's see. Or are they? Here they are. I think this is them. Yeah. Let me see if I can plug it in so you guys can hear it good. I'll get a copyright, but I want to promote the band because I like them. And I want this chick's Les Paul. It's a Tiger Stripe Gibson custom shop. I seen these and I had an opportunity to buy one. I never did. But let me show you the harmonies. Because So they're called the Jet Setters. They don't have a lot of videos, and there's not a lot about them. And the one guy is Tommy London, who actually, uh, I think, no, it wasn't him. It was somebody else. So it might have been him. No, somebody tried to call me out. I think it was London Bailey, not Tommy London. But I like the band, and they only got 232 subscribers. So they're pretty new, but they've been out for a while. I just think it's a really cool band. So if you guys want to check them out, they only got one song out as well. What's coming soon? Joe went live. So I just like the harmonies. I like the rock and roll aspect of it. I like the way it's kept really simple. I think it's really good. Oh, what happened? Yeah, it's a dog and pony show. Uh, Same with Dylan Talks Tone. What happened? The lobbying. Gary's an idiot. His video made no sense. He went round and round. Yeah, contradicting himself. Here's the biggest thing about the shills and people on YouTube. Somebody said to Rhett Shull, you're using an AI program in Google to look up AI that you're so hard against. And that made a lot of sense. Yeah, it sounds like Johnny Rotten a little bit too. I really like that song. So a lot of these guys contradict themselves. A lot of them. Yeah, if you guys don't know, Mechanic Jam's lost his dog, Roscoe. You know, again, I'm home all day with my dog. I call him, his name's Bo, but I call him Bobo because he's a fucking clown. he's a golden doodle. He's about, I don't know, 125 pounds. He's huge. My kid used to try to ride him when he was younger. Wonderful, right? Dylan Talks Stone is badass. He talks trash on Harley Benton. Yeah, Harley Benton's garbage. So I had to go and look when I can pick up my Black Star pedal. It's on the 8th. It's coming in. And there was a Jet guitar. Do you remember about a year or two, everybody was making a big deal about the Jet guitars? They had one hanging up. I picked it up and played it. And I go, this thing is shit. So I left. I came back here and I looked up quality control on Jet guitars. Dude, there's so many bad things written about those things. And I was like, here. And so I looked up all the shills. The same shills 2 years ago talking how great these were. And now where are they talking about Jet guitars? They're gone. By the way, if you need sugar free, this is that. It's like Monster, but it's like sour apple. It's the only one I do like. It's Aldi's. Sponsored by Aldi's. No. I have to be careful with the Monsters and the sugar ones. The guitar, you did a guitar eulogy? Yeah. So I didn't want to say anything to Mechanic because I was watching him play the night, I think it was the night your wife brought the dog in, right? There's not a lot of times in my life that I get to see people play with a lot of passion and emotion. And Mechanic Mike gave me some goosebumps. Because it's not often that you see someone play every lick and note with intent. And I could see how bad he was hurting. And it was actually an amazing thing to watch. So good came out of that, Mike. You know what I mean? You can use that as a fuel when you play. Yeah, it's good. It's like a sour apple. And they're only like $1 something at Aldi's. Yes. I've never played on the street. Yeah. Well, that's what I've said before. There's a lot of famous people in my area. And a lot of times you'll be at Walmart. Like, I've been in Walmart and Nico from Iron Maiden's in there. And I'll be like, hey, what's up, dude? He's like, when we going golfing? I said, I can't play golf no more. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. El Dorado Tatty. I'll have to check that out. But I have videos on here where I've had a battery powered amp that was actually what was Tone X's old company, Amplitude. And it actually, I did it with the battery powered amp because it had an extension out. It powered a 4x12 cabinet and sounded unbelievable. I was like, holy shit. Dude, like the whole, like I didn't feel good, but you made me feel better because sometimes I get like um I start to feel sicker than other days. That's why I said I had to lay down. I wasn't feeling good, but I was watching you. And then I was like, man, he just gave me goosebumps. That's only happened twice in my life. Maybe three times. Once was Stevie Ray Vaughan. I have to count you. And when I was at Eddie's 5150. Yeah, the battery power guitars aren't a good idea. Dude, I like Philip sometimes, but in the end, you know, I'm sure he's an affiliate, and a lot of these guys, like Pete Thorne. Let me see. Let me see if I can look this up for everybody because a lot of these guys aren't honest, and I've read this before. Let's see. Let me see if I can get in there. Just to give you guys an idea. So, I know Pete gets 1,000, but here's what it says. While his exact rates are private, community discussions on forums like the Gear Page estimate that top-tier A-list YouTuber guitar demo artists generally charge anywhere from $500 to $2,000 per video. This is why they're doing it. It's public knowledge that they're getting this. Can I get that in there better? $500 to $2,000 a review. So even if I didn't like the product, and I'm not a rich guy, but I had a great YouTube channel. Hey Tony. Yeah. There's a video of him playing on the street. Billy Gibbons. Even if I wasn't rich, I would be hitting all these and giving positive reviews so that I get more and more companies to do product with me. $500 to $2,000 a video. How much did you pay for it, Jupe? Like by the time it came, did you buy it used or did you get it direct? Hey, Jeff, what's up, brother? Just out of curiosity, the Shields are getting $500 to $2,000 a review. Top 8 plus. That means Phil is getting $500 to $2,000 a video. That means Pete Thorne is getting $500 to $2,000. Who's the other guy in Canada? The sound guy. That with the scraggly hair, the long hair. I forget his name. $500 to $2,000 to be a shill. A video, not a week. So let's say you do 4 videos a week at $500. That's $2,000. If you're top tier and you're getting 1,000, I know P gets $800. So let's say you're doing that's $4,000 a week. That's insane. So why would you say that this sucks, that sucks, this sucks, that sucks? You would say they're great so that you can make your money and then do an affiliate cut. So if you do an affiliate cut, that's 10% of everything sold if they click on your thing. So what is the possibility that you can be making? Let me see. Let me see if we could deep dive a little more. Because I just showed it to you. Let's see. They even tell you how to do it. Draft a professional inquiry email to send to the team. Alternative gear channels. Let's see. And it says a standard typical project yields 6 to 10 minute high quality demonstration video. His fee covers the entire production cycle as he handles tracking, audio, and video. Yeah, like it's fucking hard. Please. Let's see. How much does average YouTuber make for gear reviews? Now you got to remember that product review doesn't count monetized ad revenue. All right, so an average part-time guitar review YouTuber makes between $1,000 and $7,500 per year, while full-time creators, keyword full-time creators, are making $100,000 plus a year. So that's probably based on, that's just ads. Averaging 200 to 500 per thousand views. Let's see. Small hobbyist, 1K to 10K subs, 500 to 2,500 a year. If I was monetized, I would be making around $750 per month. So I would probably be around the 10,000, but that's with 3,000 subs. So here you go, full-time creator. They list it by sub channel tiers. So that's where it talks about that money, and then there's the channel tiers. So that's just from AdSense. That's just your YouTube ads. And then on top of that, they're charging these companies like a Thorn or a Phil anywhere from $500 to $1,000 per video. So if you do, some of these guys are doing 3 videos a day. Let's say 2 videos. 2 times 5, that's 10. 10 times 5, that's $5,000 a week, plus your 100,000 a year. That's a lot of fucking money. Now you know why there's so many shills. Yeah, I'm non-shillable too, because and now you know why so many of them can't play. They're not even average guitar players. Oh, you get it for around $300 from Avery? Well, that's a good deal. Yeah, but if you ordered that, you might have got something that didn't work. So he probably set it up and had it, playing when he got it. Drunk Asians with fret hammers. What percentage of viewers buy guitars from the reviews? That's a great question. Well, I've seen the guitarologist say that they had 400 of these guitars and overnight they sold out. So that's a great question. What did you say? How did you word that? Percentage of YouTubers that buy guitars from reviews. Percent of viewers that buy guitars based off YouTube reviews. It's going to come out to probably thousands per week. Are you looking for general statistics on general influence marketing conversion rates? Do you want to know the affiliate links to track sales for guitar channels? This isn't going to end up going deep. Well, general e-commerce and influencer marketing studies that show that video reviews strongly boost buyer trust and purchase intent. Specific conversion rates for musical instruments are kept private by retailers and creators. Let's see. General influencer marketing conversion rates. Will that go? Gigs and guitar lessons often in some 3 or 4%, as high as 10. It doesn't say, man. There's no stats on that. That's a great question, though. Maybe that should be something the FTC looks into. How many guitars are sold based on the reviewers and how they get paid and how many of those are returned. So here's the other thing. Those guitars would cost you $150 to ship back to Europe, like a Harley Benton. So if you only paid $300 and then you paid for the shipping for $150 come over and it's $450, you would have to pay another $150. You're better off taking the $150 and put it into a Harley Benton, which would make that guitar $450, $550, $600. It's cheaper to buy this. You know what I mean? The guitarologist went downhill. Yeah. I used to like his channel a lot too. Yeah, I'm guessing a lot too. And then when he started, yeah, guitarologist is funny when he does the feud thing. Like when he went after Rhett, that was funny. What's up, Scott? Duesenberg Alliance Series Tom Bukovac electric guitar, quilted maple natural, $5,000 at Musician's Friend. Jesus, who the fuck wants a Tom Bukovac guitar? Especially for $5,000. And why is he coming out with new guitars when all he does is shill vintage gear? That's an oxymoron to me. You shill all this vintage gear and say the new gear sucks, and now you have a new guitar that came out on fucking Musician's Friend. How ass backwards is that? A Purple Nightmare? No, I haven't tried that. A lot of people have talked about that. Yeah, Driftwood. Germany makes a lot of great amps. That's where Kemper's made, Germany. That's where Hughes and Kettner used to be made, too. He's sponsoring cheap guitars because his... Well, you know, he was mad. I saw him in a video one time where he was really mad. And he said, I don't know why Fender doesn't call me and ask me my opinion. Like, he was legitimately mad. I was like, well, who the fuck are you? I even if you got a big Uncle T back Productions, like who? See, that's where I think that YouTube, social media, people, they think that there's somebody they're not. You're not a guitar tech to the pros. You're not, that's like the guitar tech over at Guitar Center. He wrote for Firefly and Firewind. Is it Firewind? Firefall. And he says, and he does a video going, I don't know why Fender don't call me. Nobody knows who the fuck you are anymore. Nobody cares that you got a fucking YouTube channel. Like, what makes you an expert? I heard Philip from Wings of Pegasus was talking about playing fast, and I go, because he was saying stuff, and I'm like, that's not how it, I didn't say anything to him, but I was like, that's not really how you learn to play fast. Like, because he can't play fast, and I know he can't, but that's not how you build up speed. Does it take many hours and a long time? Sure, it does. But even there is a way to do it. I mean, you train like so you have fast twitch and slow twitch muscle fiber. You have to train both of them to build up speed overall. That means playing with a metronome, and that means playing super fast, as fast as you can go. But you train like in sets. You do the fast burst for like a minute, then you rest. Another fast burst for like a minute, then you rest. You do like 3 sets of that, like you would in a gym. You train in your hands. You're trying to get people not to call you? Yeah, Hiwatt's great too. They're German. Craftsman Studios. Yeah, he said he'd take me to town on guitar. I have two famous students that play in sign bands. I'm not going to name them. They come over when they're not on tour, and I teach them. I probably could name 20 guys off this channel just from being on your channels. They would take Tom to town. Tom, see, that's another I hate to say it, but I don't know if he's just playing a game or he's trying to be a smartass or he legitimately thinks so. He got lucky because he made friends with Dan Huff. Dan Huff's father. Do you guys know the story? I'll tell you the story. So Dan Huff's father, I think his name was Robert Huff. He was in charge of the Nashville Philharmonic Orchestra that did movie scores. He also did guitar sessions and other sessions with keyboards and stuff, and used to drag Dan around and his brother. His brother's a great drummer, and he was in Giant. That's why I don't understand why Dan just eliminates his brother all from the Giant conversations. But so that's how Dan got into the music business, was through his father. Now his father helped get that album from Giant paid for. So what happened with that is when Tom moved to Nashville, he was smart enough to know, I'll say it in a nice way, to talk to. So Tanya Tucker couldn't get anyone to play for her because she was blackballed from the industry. Robert Huff, Dan's father, was doing orchestration for her album. And back then, Nashville was very religious. That's why, you know, back in the hee haw day, they had like church and then country and this and that. And that's where that all came from. So Dan had a fallout with his father, and he doesn't talk about his father at all, which is how Dan got famous. And that's how he got his album done, was because of his father. But when Dan told his brother, I don't want to do another Giant album, and he left. He left his brother high and dry, and he started doing these sessions, Dan. And Dan started doing stuff for Michael Jackson, and his father had a fit because they were a religious family. Now, Tanya Tucker got blackballed, and when he made friends with Dan, nobody would take a gig. So they asked Tom. Tom didn't earn his way. He didn't audition. He just couldn't get, Robert couldn't get no one to do the gig. So they asked Tom. Once Tom got his foot in the door and did the gig, it's like doing a favor for a favor. So that's how he got into the sessions. And that's how he did some famous people sessions. It wasn't because he earned it or auditioned for it or the studios loved him. It's because Dan Huff's father was putting him on these sessions because he was in charge of the sessions. That's the story. Yeah, Jupe can play. Germany was once awesome. Well, I think blue guitar, it took over He was in Kettner, so that's done. Love Island, USA. Yeah, Jupe can shred. Flamenco, flamenco guitar. That's a great technique with the rolling of the hand. Brooklyn can play too. There's a lot of great players in here, and they're way better than Tom. That's the funny part, because again, it's like me. I'm not afraid to admit it. There's a million guys that are as good as me. Millions. I just got lucky and made the right decisions at the right time. I started to make poor decisions, like I wanted to play for Ozzy. Thank God my dad said no, because that led into expose and everything else. And that's what helped me get into writing for pop and country stars, because it was pop, it was dance based. But that stuff's so old, nobody even remembers the band, except older guys. Oh, Carlos Montoya, yeah, he was great too. Um, who was the other guy that used to do the Paganini? I can't remember his name. Guitar player. Itzhak Perlman, he was great. There's some. You're all better than Uncle T-Bags. Yeah, he just got lucky. But I mean, he wants to think that it's a skill level. No. There's guys in the jazz scene that would tear him up, that would even do better at the sessions and quicker. You know, he's really good at playing chords, and he's really efficient. But most guys that are do real studio stuff for like the big people, they sit home like I do, and then they send it in an email. Paco de Lucia, yeah, he's Paco de Lucia, John McLaughlin, and Al Di Meola. Friday Nights, you got to look at that album. Unbelievable. It's live. It's unbelievable. If you like flamenco and classical guitar and scales, that album, I don't remember the full name. Something Friday Nights. Paco de Lucia, John McLaughlin, and Al Di Meola. It's one of my favorite albums to listen to. Yeah. There's so much YouTube going on. Collected, yeah. 300 major guitar channels shows more than 18 billion all-time views. Manya? Yeah. My buddy Carlos Benita plays for Louis Fonsi, and he was the drummer for Steve Vai at one time. Carlos is a great drummer. But yeah, all these things, like, so this guy was talking to I don't know if I should name his channel, but he was talking about the neck pockets. And I'm like, even my Squire. Let's see. There ain't no gap in there. That sits in there perfect. I don't understand that. Like, if you're gonna still bag on Fender, that's bullshit. And I know he's got a small channel. It had like 150 views, but it still popped up. I'm like, bro, no. And again, the Squire is a fucking. This is the 50 vibes. It's the pun. There's nothing wrong with this. 250 fucking strap by Squire, 50 vibes Pine Body. Are you kidding me? Yeah, Squires are great, man. What do you have to know on the guitar to be able to be considered intermediate? Intermediate guitar player? Like beginner there's a couple different that's like a hard question because there's like from beginner to intermediate, like you just got there, and then it's kind of like the age thing. Are you 10 but almost 11, or did you just turn 10? So like for me, an intermediate guitar player knows basic scales. They're they know how to get those scales to match with the keys. They can play covers. Yeah, that's a hard one. Yeah, I don't mind the gloss, but I thought about that, taking the gloss off. You need Carlos to drum on Red Shell Uranus. Oh, Shuggy Otis? Yeah. Al Di Meola is a great guitar player. Land of the Midnight Sun. Like, I grew up on all that. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Stevie? Yeah, that's a hard question. Like, levels. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Intermediate means less wrong notes, or if wrong notes happen, nobody can tell. Yeah, if you can cover up pretty good, then that's what I said. I that's almost like the beginning of advanced, being able to cover up your mistakes so nobody knows. You pled the fifth. I plead the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I take the fifth. Oh man. And let me see something real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so you remember I was talking about theory the other. So in G major, I was talking about the F sharp is the 7, which is the diminished or half minor. But that note there, the octave, if you play the 1, 4, 5, you get your major chords. D major, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you got your seventh of the D, and you got there's your flat 5, but there's your blues note, and then you also got 1, 2, 3. 3 is your F sharp, and I was talking about how you had the 5. There's a lot of notes in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then you start looking at those notes. They all, because I was talking to Stevie about this, and I wanted to look again to see that the flat 5, that's your blues note. But they call it a flat 5, but it's actually your 7. Your half minor, half diminished off of your D major. So you can start your diminished run off of either one. So that's how that would work. Or you're coming over partying, I better buy another classic vibe. Edwin Dawson does a lot of Paganini. Yeah, Clapton's Clapton. I agree. Often imitated, never duplicated. Same with Beck. Yeah, so here's the thing. And that's a great point, Dennis. Eric Clapton can't play Yngwie. Yngwie can play Eric Clapton. So technique and skill doesn't really mean anything. As great as Malmsteen is, and he said his idol was Richie Blackmore. No one plays like Richie Blackmore either. Now, Richie Blackmore can't play Yngwie either. Yngwie can play Blackmore. But he's never sold as many records as Clapton or Blackmore. And he's never had songs like them. Not to take anything away from him, but that just goes to show you, no matter how good on guitar you are. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Merciful Fate and King Diamond. It's all about the half steps. So like those half steps. So if you would take this and then I mean, there's so much you can do with those half steps. Crazy Train too, I mean, off of the F sharp. A P bass. Yeah, the P basses are nice. Yeah, and they take that chord and they move it up a minor third, the F sharp. They do everything in one spot and then they move it up a minor third or a whole step down. They're very. Andy was fucking great at that shit. Yeah, Ric Flair's right. Hogan was better. He did. He made the most money, and Hogan wasn't stupid because he would actually use his power and weight that he had as a draw to get Vince to have him whatever Hogan wanted to do is what he did because he was the top draw. Yeah. Like I said, like Who's Crying Now by Journey. You hear that lead, 3 notes in, and you know what it is. Yeah, Rock You Like a Hurricane. That's a great tune, too. Yeah, I met Ric Flair. That guy's fucking crazy. Jamie's Crying is great, too. Ric Flair, I met him in a strip bar. It was Crazy Horse. And he was sitting with 2 girls. That guy is so loud and obnoxious. Nico McBrain's Christian now. And I used to see him at Crazy Horse a lot too. But he's changed his ways. Um, One of those was with I forget his wing, the rib place, Rockin' Ribs. He had a business partner that ripped him off. That was a friend of his. I won't get into that whole story. Yeah, he was putting on a whole show for everybody. Getting up and screaming, "Woo!" He was drunk as a skunk, boy. David Lee Roth took his mask off and he was Ric Flair. That could be, bro. That could be. Webb Wilder. Man, did I ever meet any other wrestlers in there? I met the Harris brothers once. You guys remember them? Crazy Jims? No. Wait a second. Wasn't that in Hollandale? That was, right? My uncle owned that, I think. I think it was. I don't remember the name of it. Oh man, I was a kid. Was it Crazy Jim's? It's like a shithole, right? Hollandale Beach Boulevard, Weston 95. Oh man, crazy something. In strip bars, Jesus. Um, Dennis Rodman, what a dick. Um, Extreme. That's when I first met them. They came in with a friend of mine, Mark. Mark was the sound engineer at New River Studios when they were doing their first record. I Saved Your Life. Who else have I met over the years? Matt Sullivan, I knew, but he played in Doctor Hook. He got killed by the police in a jail. He was acting really bad. They beat him. I met I met Jaco Pastorius on the streets at the worst time of his life, and I met him when he was on top of his game, Musicians Cafe. That's a crazy story. I've met David Lee Roth, Generation Prince's drummer. That was at Pure Platinum. I hung out with David Lee Roth in there. That's when I said, "What really happened to Eddie?" He said, "Why don't you call Yoko?" I was like, "What?" Yeah, Motown kind of course is the hook, the groove. Absolutely. Yeah, because like I know Eddie Van Halen cited like Eric Clapton and some of those guys as his idols and stuff, like growing up. But a lot of like Zeppelin and those funk, it had that hook, and that's what Eddie listened to that groove. He had that groove. Yeah, that if that was Crazy Jim's, I can't remember the name of the bar, but that was my uncle's place. They used to have a kitchen in there with like all homemade food. My uncle Kiko, George, he passed away. Man, that was a long time ago. I'll tell you a funny story about him. He was handicapped. he 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 brought home one of the strippers. He wasn't married, but he felt bad for her because she didn't have nowhere to go. He gave her a job there, and she ended up living with him and the three daughters. Oh my God, what a nightmare! What's up, Michael? I don't know a lot of extreme. I just know I kind of remember like the parts of like I don't even remember. I don't remember all that. I don't remember all of that. But yeah, they Nuno was funny as shit back then because I got introduced to Extreme at Platinum because my buddy Mark was the engineer at New River. He also recorded Skid Row, but I remember Nuno was so fucking high. That motherfucker couldn't even see 2 feet in front of his face. He was so stupid. Oh yeah, Tutti Frutti. Absolutely. Man, there's some great songs. What? There's another girl that I listened to. What was her name? Something white. She had what was the song? Something woman. Yeah, he was way too stoned even back then, bro. Like, and Badger, he drank, but not a lot. Gary, I don't remember him drinking. The drummer drank too, but he was like in between. But Nuno, he I've texted Nuno like he'll do a video like he did one where some kid won something. So I texted him. I said, "Bro, can you do a fucking congratulations not so high?" He just laughs. The living room club. He's funny as fuck. He's a funny guy. Scotty Hill. Yeah, he's okay. He's not bad. I think that he like bands like that just don't because Sebastian just I mean he was so good in the vocals it just kind of outshined the rest of the band. But a lot of people didn't give the band credit as far as the hooks. I mean, Monkey Business and Psycho Love and all those songs, those were fucking great songs. And to be honest, their biggest album was when Sebastian wrote it. I know they tried to take that away from him on the first album, but that second album, Sebastian Bach wrote a lot of that, the lyrics. I mean, Sebastian, as much of a dick as he is, he was a great songwriter when he had a great team behind him. Hey, what's up, Strummin? Yeah, they're just Scotty and them are they're just underrated. You know, trying to think who else I met at strip bars. Man, uh, there was a place. What was it called? Solid Gold here. So I'll tell you a really funny story. It has nothing to do with music, but I was in there one night, and this is as I was in my 20s and I could go out and everything, and I saw Dan Marino in there. Like it was a Sunday night. It was a weird night because when I would tour, I would come back and whatever was available is when I went out. It was like nothing set. And Dan Marino was in there, but he was the only Dolphin. And I said to somebody, Why is Dan in here with the other team?" So the Sunday games were always played home. He would get the other team so fucking liquored up and buy everything. That's why the Dolphins always won. The other team was always hungover. So now you know why the Dolphins were so good at home. He was liquoring up the other team the night before. That was Dan's MO. Yeah, slave to the grind. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I know that Extreme had a different name too, and the guitar player is the style that Nuno actually copied. A lot of that first album was already written by their old other guitar player. Well, Dan didn't drink. He just he just would, he just bought everything. He would smoke cigars. He'd have like a scotch and then sodas the rest of the night. Yeah, Skid Row when they were in their prime were that was a hard band to beat live. Sebastian's voice was fucking top notch. Yeah, anything for a win. Yeah, because then they would bet with the bookies. Oh my god, what a way to rig a game. Get the whole team hung over. That's too funny. Too funny. Who else? Hey, what's up, RF? I'm trying to think who else was in the Rob. Yeah, they booted Rob because he was sticking up for Sebastian. Yeah, that's a messed up thing to do. But yeah, that's what happened. Trying to think anybody else. I mean, I've seen like some of the Saigon Kicks in there guys, but you know, I was always friends with them. Um, who else? Trying to think like we have the Booby Trap here too. My buddy Phil owns that. I'm trying to think. I'm sure there are. I can't remember. Oh, Slash. I've met Slash at Solid Gold. That motherfucker stank. He didn't take a shower for fucking days. He was drinking warm Jack Daniels and warm soda. Oof. Man, he had the worst breath. I forgot about him. I met him at Solid Gold. There are so many. Oh, Sting. I met Sting in West Palm Beach at a strip bar. I'm trying to think what that place was called. Oh, man. It was a big one, too. Man, I can't remember the name of that. Spread Eagle Memories with Ray. I used to hang out with Ray at the Broward Mall when we were kids. Sometimes Oni would be with us. Me, Ray, and then Ronnie, the drummer, Ronnie Tompkins. I still talk to him, but he was in Defiance, and then Ray left to join Spread Eagle. But Oni was before he went with Lynch Mob. He was in a band here called Diamond Rose, and then Ray got the gig for Spread Eagle, and Oni took Ray's place in Defiance because they were one of the bigger bands down here. Steel Panther, which one? Russ? Russ Parrish? Russ is a great guitar player. He's doing the gimmicky thing. You're recovering from Gigi? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So the Russ played in Fight with Rob Halford. I actually like that band better than Priest. Russ is a great guitar player. And I forget who Stevie said. I think Russ played bass on some of Paul Gilbert's album too, one of his albums, because I think he lived with Paul for a little bit, if I remember that right. Yeah, you got to play music. Oh, Chris Impellitteri? Yeah, I've met him many a times. If you watch that Dave that I play with from Sabbath, he actually lived with Chris. It's a great story. He tells it on that live. Yeah, I loved Fight. I thought they were better than Priest. They had a better sound. They had cooler, heavier songs. Not to take anything from Priest because they're the ones that helped create Fight, by being an influence. My biggest pet peeve, being late. Anyone that's late. Not being ready on time. That's why I always come on a little early. Yeah, being late. Yeah, I really liked Fight. I actually wished it had continued. But then you might not have Steel Panther, right? So like so like, That's like funny because, like, let's say let's say David Lee Roth was not picked because he didn't have a PA. You know what I mean? And who did Ronnie play for? Was it Dirty Looks? I think Ronnie played after Defiance. He went on to Dirty Looks. I think they had a couple records out. Practice homework. Yeah, I get bad at that. Sometimes I go with days without playing. I get busy in other stuff. Like, what did I do today? Talked to my lawyer's assistants. I can't even fucking remember what I did. I went to Guitar Center like usual. Target. Then what did I do? I talked to some people. I talked to Tennis Nuts. I talked to Jerry, Stevie, and then who did I text? I can't remember. Yeah. That's why I said without Priest, Fight would have never existed because that was a huge influence on the way that those guys wrote for Fight. You know what I mean? Without Priest, there would be no. I don't think if Priest never existed, I don't think like if Rob never joined Priest, I don't think they would have ever went on. They have a weird story because they had a drummer, Wes. Man, you brought up a weird memory. I can't remember Priest's original drummer. Wes something. Something about he was the one that wrote all the music. And they tried to get him to renegotiate his deal with the band and he said no. I think he ended up dead. That was a weird story. Let me see. Cuz I don't remember if I'm remembering that right. But they had Wes somebody. Let's see. Priest's original drummer. And I think it was before they were signed, and then they did one album. John Ellis, no. Les Binks. That's his name, Les Binks. He was the one that, 77 to 79, he was the one that wrote a lot of that music. Les Binks. Let's see. What happened to Les Binks? Because it was right before they took off. Let me see. Oh no, he didn't die. So I had that wrong. He died in London at 73. Yeah, see, it was up. See, this was the weird part. He left Judas Priest in 79, right before they hit it big. Financial disputes. Binks left the band 79, primarily due to a bitter dispute with the band's manager. He played Unleashed in the East. The manager insisted Binks waived his fees and perform without pay. There's a whole story on that. You guys should read that. It's crazy. Les Binks. Who knew? I didn't know. Stuff pops up sometimes. Oh, Russ watched Paul's House. Yeah, yeah. Rob joined the band later on, and then there was a dispute with the money, and Les Binks didn't want to waive any publishing or anything, so he ended up leaving the band, and he was on Unleashed from the East, and but he wasn't on. Uh, you, Not You Got Another Thing Coming. Living After Midnight album, whatever album that was. What's up, Tom? How you doing, brother? How's the eye? Good? Oh no, that's not you. That's Custom. Custom had the eye surgery. See? Don't I lost track. And that's a perfect example of like that box. Then it goes into the E and the G. It's almost like where George Lynch got that from In My Dreams. You know what I mean? It's kind of priestish when you look at it. British Steel, Painkiller. What a great song. That hurts my voice just listening to it. It's ridiculous. Are you going fishing? Just for you, brother. Come on, tune. And I forgot to play that. Yeah, I fish once in a while. I've taken my kid a couple times, but still hasn't caught anything. George Lynch and Greg Goldie, When You Tease Your Hair. The only hair teasing I do now is I talk to it, call it names. George Thorogood. He was a great guitar player, too. The St. Augustine Massacre. The Great Delusional Bastard. Oh, my God. said, your hair looks like that now. You should take a picture of it when you tease it up and put it on there. Let us all remember the 80s. That's a cool idea. You did? You put a picture on your what on your there's a picture of you on your profile? With the teeth there? Jim Gillette, I haven't reached back out to him, but he was busy. He's building. He calls it his. What did he call it? He's building his castle. So I got to talk to him. I just talked to Jim. Oh, you had said in Nitro. I don't know, but I tried to get him for the Legends tour, or maybe even the Sabbath thing. I was talking to him through on the Facebook. Let me see. Do I still have him on here? Let's see. I haven't even looked on Facebook in a while. Let me see. It might be in the photos still. Let's see. Jim Gillette. There's Rory. So this is what he had said to me, because I was trying to get him in a project. I don't know when was this. This wasn't today. It was. They don't put dates on there. You can look Jim Gillette up on Facebook. He'll friend you. But I asked him about doing a thing, and then he told me, what did he say? I didn't see that response. Oh, he said, oh yeah, I saw that. He said, check out my page, lots of pics, send me some tunes. I sent him to the originals, and he never responded to the originals, that I think. But I'll have to relook. I haven't. The thing in Drop D? Oh, you mean that my song? Sorry. Man, I can't even play my own song tonight. I keep getting messages on the other thing. That's basically it. Van Halen? Uh, Not really. Kind of maybe. I don't know. If you hear it here, I'll play it on here. Whoops, don't want to do that. Because my version doesn't sound like Van Halen. Let's see, menu. Go to menu. Let's see. Let me load it back in here. What's up, Mister? Mr. Night Toe. Yeah, I'll play the. I have to fast forward it though. Let me see. Let's fast forward it. I think it's around 3, maybe. Fast forward. It's not really that fast on a Ford. Drop D? I like Drop D too. I fucked it up. I went too far. I should have put you can put points in there, like set points. Let me see, around 2:30. It does when it's in full context. It really don't sound like it. It's pretty simple. Put a CD and go for a drive. Well, I don't know. These are my songs. But I mean, all of it's pretty easy. Yeah, I do a lot of short licks that are, I have an auto wah and a pitch on there. But like, with the a lot like those kind of licks with the break. They're really short. Like I try not to that kind of stuff. I try to keep everything short. Oh, the chugging, the with the stutter. Yeah, because that's the thing. I like all kinds of music, so I love metal, like Pantera, Metal Church Pantera. I love metal bands like that, but I also like that funky, riffy stuff like Halen and Ozzy. Jerry has great tone. Yeah, Brooklyn can play too. I don't know if you've been on Brooklyn's. He plays a lot like Zach Wild. What's pentatonics? They're 5 notes. So like if you're in E minor, which is G major, E minor pentatonic in 440. I don't know what tuning I'm in. best pentatonic in G. So if you play this a 1, a 2, and a 4 off of your scale, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's a 1, 4, 5. Those will be all your major tones off of the root. Your relative minor is going to be 3 back, which is E. So you go up to the E and you play that 1, 4, 5 pattern. And those are your pentatonics for that key. Now if you go down a half step from your root note, that's going to be half minor, half diminished. But you also have a C sharp in there, and that comes from the D major, which is got a C major, a G major, C major, and D major. So that's where you get that F, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Your flat 7, which isn't really a flat 7. They're actually in your C major scale and your D major scale. So you don't really have to flat anything if you actually learn your 3 majors in one key. I like some of Zach's playing. I really like the first album, like Crazy Babies and Miracle Man. You know, he had a lot of I mean, they're like generic licks, but he put together a lot of good solos. Yeah, so when I do a lot of my licks, I do it out of the pentatonics. But in my pentatonics, I like to play the arpeggios. But off of different notes in the major parts of the scale in some of the pentatonics, so I'm mixing them. But I like to play off of those, and then the scale runs are. I use my majors. Well, Zach kind of overdid it as it got older, you know. I liked Gus G on there. I liked Scream, but I liked No More Tears and some of that stuff. But I really liked the first album. Oh, the first, yeah. Now Zach's playing with Black Label Society. The best album was the first one, Book of Shadows. That's fucking amazing. But that has a lot of not rock songs. He's playing like he does with the leads, but a lot of it is piano and acoustic guitars. And that was a way huge departure. And I really love that album. Yeah, and the other guitar player in Black Label, what's his name? Nick Cantonese. He's fucking great too. I don't know if he's still with them. Oh, River Song? Oh, yeah. River Song is fucking... Dude. Some of that stuff on that Book of Shadows is unbelievable. But it's not really guitar based. Like, it's completely different from the other stuff. You know? It's called Book of Shadows. Listen to... If you really want to hear Zach, I think it is peak writing. It's Book of Shadows. Into the River? I don't know what I don't know the name of it. Like Book of Shadows. Let me see. Let's see if we can pull it up. Because that a lot of people don't understand that album is not what a lot of people think it's gonna be. Let's see. Let's see. Of course, I spell it wrong, right? Full album. Book of Shadows 2. Will it do it track by track? Let me see if I click on it. Oh, yeah. Oh, Sold My Soul is good, too. Let's see. Let me see if I can play it on here. Between Heaven and Hell. It's totally different than what you're going to think it is.
As cancer.
I love the groove.
Time to live, living to die. Now, just who and
Let me see if I can do the solo.
I belong, somewhere between heaven and hell.
Typical Zach Wild solo.
Hey, now, will I ever tell? I just can't tell. Hey, hey, now, I belong between heaven and hell.
It's good stuff. A lot. It's so different than the Black Label stuff that the yeah, it's so different. They got the whole album on YouTube. It's called Book of Shadows. It's really good. It's one of my favorite albums that he's ever done because the way he sings it with the harmonies and the way his hooks in there and with the acoustic, and he's got some piano stuff on there. It's really good. Yeah, Zach Wild singing that, which like he usually has like a more raw voice, but he actually sang more melodic on that album. Yeah, Zach is singing, which is crazy. What's up, Into Infinity? Yeah, that's crazy that he actually. I think that's his best work ever. Just because the songwriting was so dynamic, he had piano parts. There's some orchestration in there. It's really good. Yeah, it sounds a little bit more like Pride and Glory stuff. Yeah. It was like when he was kind of starting Black Label. Like that was the first, Book of Shadows. I don't even know if it's called Black Label. I think it is. But, let's see. Is it actually named that? Because Black Label's heavy. No, it just says Zach Wild. Book of Shadows. It's kind of like Neil Sean with what's his name? Hammer. What is it? Hammer? The keyboard player. Yeah, that was great stuff. And then what's the other band he had? With the two brothers. Hot Sherry. I can't remember the name. That was great stuff too. Hardline. So now I liked Hardline better than Journey. That's funny. We're talking about the John Hammer. That's him. That's great stuff too, man. I loved, Hardline. I thought Hardline was better than Journey. Oh, some people slam Zach. Well, the thing was, Zach didn't always play like that. The younger me and younger Zach look like brothers. That's what George Lynn told me. He goes, "Oh, it's Zach." He's like, "You look like Zach Wilde when he was young." I go, "Well, I was young then too. What are you saying?" George just smiled. But yeah, I thought Hardline was really fucking good. It was a great rock band. I really liked that band. I loved Fight with Rob Halford and Hardline with Neil Schon. I wish those two bands stayed together. Yeah, Jakey Lee. Jakey Lee was awesome. Bark at the Moon. I Jake was probably, Crazy Train was one of the most popular songs ever. But, Bark at the Moon was right there, too. You know, and then you had the Ultimate Sin. I don't think Ultimate Sin was as good as, I don't know. Yeah, it's Shot at the Dark. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. Yeah, yeah. I tried to get them to do some stuff too. The, the brothers. I love Jakey Lee was, I don't, with Ray Gillen, that band. Ray Gillen. Yeah, that's a tough one, man. Ultimate Sin or Bark at the Moon. That's a tough one. Fast as a Shark. Except, yeah, Badlands. Badlands was great. Because it was so raw bluesy. Badlands is one of my favorite bands of all time. Ray Gillen. Which is crazy because, Dave Spitz played with Ray and then brought him to Badlands and then they got rid of Dave. That was a fucked up story. They took Greg Chasen over Dave. John Sykes, yeah. I love John Sykes. That's a crazy story, with man, Vivian Campbell. Kid that nobody knew about. Vivian got in the band. And while they were recording that, Craig Goldie was there. So Craig knew him before Ronnie even hired Vivian Campbell. I don't know if you guys knew that. And then Vivian left and then got into Whitesnake. Then he left and got into Def Leppard. Jesus, man. He just kept moving up to bigger and bigger bands. That's insane to be in 3 huge bands like that. The last time. Yeah, I know Dougie. I call him Dougie. Doug's a super nice guy. I know Chris Frizzola from Steelheart and Doug. Chris lives by me, but he had a stroke. Work's starting to flow in. Nice. Doug Aldridge is a super nice guy. He doesn't get credit either. It's a shame. You know, even Reb Beach, you know, Reb writes some beautiful songs too. I mean, he did the Winger stuff, which he's known for, but Reb's a great piano player. Rumblin' Train, hell yeah. Those are great songs, man. Winter's Call. Now, Roy Cathy, who's a friend of mine, he did, man. If you want to hear somebody sound like Ray Gillen, now he was from Cold Sweat. He lives by me, but he was in a famous band as well. Let's see. I'm going to play this for you too because the vocals on this are fucking outstanding.
I belong.
This is Roy. And he's doing a cover. He's going to do High Wire. You got to hear his vocal. He sounds just like Ray Gillen. Let me fast forward. This is live. That's high. That's super high. They're talking about the John Tora kid with Roy Cathy. He's a friend of mine. We talk here and there. So like I don't really want to say the story, but so the Quiet Riot thing, there was a big thing about that, but I'm not going to get into it because he asked me not to talk about it. But he all I can tell you is he was trying to get in there through a round, and I was helping him out through Robert Sarzo. But they had already found somebody. I don't know if it's John Tora, but Roy Cathy fucking outsings anybody that's alive today, in my opinion. When you can sing Ray Gillen like that, and he's older now, he was with Cold Sweat. Oh, you were thinking Ian Gillan? Ray Gillen. Roy's an awesome guy. Why he's not super famous? Let me just say this. He doesn't take shit from anybody. And he's legit. He's the real deal. But he's not going to bow down to people in the industry and other guitar players. Ian Gillan, yeah. So Ray Gillen from Badlands, he sounds just like Ray. Mark Ferrari. Yeah, that's how I know Mark. Mark does movie sound scores and all kinds of stuff now. Mark's one of the biggest people in the industry and nobody knows it. in the movie industry. And Oni Logan, I think Oni was in Cold Sweat originally, or vice versa. Oni was in there as well. That's where Lynch stole him from, was through Cold Sweat, because of Dio. Low, 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 Hawaii. Man, that's high. Yeah, you did good, Mike, on the the other night on your live. Yeah, I said prayers for you too. I'm not afraid to tell you I love you, bro. Prayer sent. Again, that's what it's about. People helping people. I don't give a shit. Can I sing something? Like that? Are you crazy? Maybe if I warm up one day, I will. Then I'll hit all the. I'll get all the. With the reverb. Dino? Dino's all right. Yeah, I told my wife too. She said to tell you that, she'll send you prayers too. Dino's good. They're not drawn with Dino, the white snake. I think that's why, you know, I saw that uh was it who was playing guitar? Might have been Joel. They only had one guitar player. The last show I saw, they only had one guitar player, Whitesnake, and it didn't sound right. I just think the draw and the money's not there. I don't think that's gonna go on. Yeah, that's funny too. That's one of my qualifications. I'm not really a singer, but I can do all that stuff. You know, I can't sing like Ray, but you have to you you have to be able to outsing me if you want to get in my bands. Because if I'm doing that while I'm playing guitar, again, it's just some of the '80s stuff was just like in going into the '90s was voice manipulation, especially with the Guns N' Roses stuff. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Going like an animal. Honey, I know your name. We are the. That kind of stuff is just closing your throat off. Same with the screaming. Yeah. I won't do that in here because I'll get in trouble. It's almost 10. Oh, hey, you said it was pretty good? Okay. I'll talk to you tomorrow about it. Pretty good. It wasn't awesome or it was incredible, dude. I know Joel won't lie to you. I had a feeling it was just okay. That's pretty good. Like if you ask me, like, how did it go? Pretty good. How was your food? Pretty good. Pretty good. That means it was just so. How did you play? Yeah, pretty good. How do you sing? Yeah, pretty good. That's something like the Shills would say. Hey man, you do a lot of guitar videos and shilling. Is it good? Oh, it's awesome. But how would you rate your playing? Pretty good. Yeah, it's a small venue. But it did have a capacity of like 900 to 1,000. Yeah, Warren's still good. I like Robert. You apologize for that song? You should apologize for coming on late and singing that. Oh, I missed the comment about George. Not George Lynch, though, Matt. I didn't see what Matt said about George. I make you want to drink energy drinks? Oh, I said if I ever get a sponsor. I used to be sponsored by Fireball. I might have to. The Blazing Apple's still pretty good. Just so you guys can see, it's still here. It's, Blazing Apple. I was sponsored by them, I don't know, 15 years ago. Stevie, tell him next time call me when he's so close to me. I'll come up and play for free. Especially with Patrick. Who, George? I don't know. I'd have to see. I don't know what you said about George. Let me see. Can I? Nah, I'm not going to go back up because I always fuck that up and have to log back in. George Lynch. George is funny too. He was going to cancel Lynch Mob. No more Lynch Mob. It was the final tour. He's doing the Kiss thing. Yeah, Mike Slammer is great. He played half the albums, bro. Even some of the rhythms. Because a lot of the rhythms, too, was Mike. A lot of people don't know that. Mike Slammer did a lot of the rhythms, and he did all the leads. Half gallon of that, and you're fighting. That's funny. Half gallon. Yeah, I don't drink like I used to. Plus, I had the enhancers that helped out back then. No more. Mike Slammer. What a great fucking guitar player. He had a band called Streets. I forget who was in that band. It was somebody else. Somebody from Kansas, I think. That was a great band, too. But it was like, what's the name? Worlds Apart. What was that band? Oh, man, I can't remember that band. Yeah, he played with Don a few shows. Now, I just saw an interview that uh, somebody was doing like a little documentary. It's like 8 minutes long, and they were talking about, I don't know where they get the information that Don wasn't doing drugs and that's what broke up the band. That motherfucker lies like a. He was the worst. He was always late, show up with women, fucking skiing the slopes more so than George and Jeff. Don likes to blame everything on George, but he was just as much as a offender as everybody else. Oh, you didn't know the warrant solos were done by someone else? Yeah, Mike Slammer. Mike was a great producer. Mike Slammer did a lot of stuff. Yeah, he was a great guitar player, man. Like all those warrant solos were amazing. Like Uncle Tom's Cabin, all that stuff, man. That's good stuff. That a lot of that's pentatonic too. But I mean, it's just done so good. Your 80s profile is on now. Nice. Yes, I don't remember like all the song parts. I forget it. I don't remember it all. But there's some cool, like that kind of stuff. Like that kind of stuff. Do I know your view on Dokken? No. I don't even know the solo. I don't remember it. Oh, you never heard of Dan Huff either? Yeah. Cinderella was misunderstood too. That was a great blues rock band. They were like an Aerosmith more to me. Oh, Up From the Ashes was great. They had, what's his name from Europe? John Norum and that Billy kid on there. Blow up the Sparkomatic speakers with that. Yeah, Dokken was a great band, especially back then. You know, Under Lock and Key was fucking great. I don't remember that either. Into the fire. Yeah, George was a great guitar player. But like he never gave George credit for the hooks. That kind of stuff. George was great. Well, before some realistic. Yeah, Under Lock and Key is one of the best, I don't know if you want to call it hair metal band albums. They had so many great songs on there. What was the other one? What was the first one on there? What was that? I don't know how to play that one, but the gang. Then it had I remember a lot of the Dokken. Yeah, wrists for the smoke machines, because I got smoke machines in here. Kiss of Death was awesome too. Yeah, George is. Well, the thing about George is he was unique. You know, with the harmonic. You know, I don't know who ripped them off. I don't know if that rock, like Fantasy. I don't know if that came out before. That was Loverboy. I forgot. Oh, Turn Me Loose. That's it. And then you. I don't know which one came first. You know, the sad part of Aldanova is, the labels put him in a contract and he couldn't get out of it for 5 years. They shelved him. Yeah. Now Aldanova is related to Bon Jovi. He wrote Young Guns. That whole song, Young Guns, is written by Aldanova. He did that as a favor in John's good graces so that John could buy his contract and then put him on Bon Jovi's label. Yeah, I love the Tube. She's a Beauty. That's some great Steve Lukather playing right there. The early Tubes with Steve Lukather. Oh my God, that's some great stuff. Yeah, there's some funny stories in the business. I don't even know if Alda ever told that story. But I mean, it's like Michael Bolton. Michael Bolton's related to Ted Nugent. You know, they're cousins. LMFO, that's Barry Gordy's son. You know, there's so much of that stuff. The nepotism. Billy Squier, I love Billy Squier. In the dark, in the dark. Stroke, In the Dark. What great songs. The labels ruined Billy. He was a great rock. That was a great rock band. My Kind of Lover. My kind of lover. My kind of lover. Do I know any of that? No. Late 83, yeah. I saw him on some like Monsters of Rock tour. I don't remember what it was. It was Bryan Adams, Billy Squier, Rosington Collins. It was like a bunch of different bands. It was an incredible show. That was in the 80s. Another great band, The Knack. If I was in a metal band, I would actually do a metal version of My Sharona. Maybe in like drop C sharp. And that's another guy that doesn't get a lot of credit for his songwriting. Bryan Adams. And Keith, that guitar player is fucking phenomenal. Keith Scott. Keith Scott was great too. My Toyota. My Toyota. That would be a great... Dude, you need to send that to Toyota. If you don't, I am. A metal song called My Toyota. My Toyota. Dude, you gotta send that to Toyota. Email them. Get a consumer wherever you gotta send it. Do it. If you know how to play guitar and write jingles, and you can record a short thing, there you go. All you gotta do is keep saying "My Toyota" behind that riff. What a great way to start the fucking Tundra coming down through the rocks. Then it pulls up sliding sideways. My Toyota. My crack pipe. Yeah, the off the path. Oh, the broom's on the right. Bathroom's on the right. Oh, you had a Datsun? A dog? Or was it the... No, just kidding. I remember those Datsuns. That turned in... What did that turn into? The Nissan... Oh, man, what was that car? The Nissan 300? No. Yeah, 4x4 pickup. Yeah, the 240Z. Then it turned into the 300Z. I actually had one of those with the twin turbo 300Z. Trucks, yeah. I love a nice truck. Nice monster truck. Jailbreak. Thin Lizzy. I forgot how to play that. I don't remember that. That's a great song, Jailbreak. Oh, the guy that said I played okay. I won't say his channel, but I went on his channel and I said, hey, I said, great video. I said, and then I said something like funny to him. Thanks for not mentioning me. He said, you're welcome. He just put LOL. He said, oh, you watch my channel? I go, yeah. I'm subscribed. Nissan makes great... I wish they would come back with the 300ZX. I don't know what... I know that they said that a lot of kids were getting killed in those because they were too fast. They were fast cars. I had a Nissan 300 with twin turbo. Like the newer... It was like the newer... Kind of like... I don't know. Kind of... like a smooth Tesla. I mean, it was really that. I had it was called a Millen Stage 3 chip in there. That car would do 200 something miles per hour. The problem with that car, it was so low to the ground. I used to have to take it to my buddy's shop, and we would put it up on the lift. The turbos were right there, and literally it was like that much clearance, and it would suck up newspaper and all kinds of shit into the turbos, and we used to have to pull it out. That's who they merged with. That's why they stopped making those. I didn't know that. See, I learned something too. Grab the Red Bull. Chip Food's next sponsor. Oh my god. And these, I don't. Do you guys have Aldi's? I get this is that sour one. It's called Paradise. I don't know. It's made by Summit. Don't have no sugar in it. Again, I don't even think these drinks do anything to me anymore. I just like the taste of them. That's when I saw the Fireball, because that's sour apple. I like sour apple. I saw blazing apple. I'm like, I wonder if the apple's got cinnamon in it. The Fireball. Yeah. Aldi's has that. It's like Coke Zero too. I drink their soda. It's called Summit. It looks like Coca-Cola. Summit. Oh, you never seen Aldi's? Yeah, the Gridlocks and energy drink by Summit. You might be able to order those. It's a sour apple. Yeah, go ahead. Email me some questions, Michael. Now I got Jailbreak in my head. Too funny. Let me see real quick. Gonna be a jailbreak. Let me see. Can I go on here? Oh, it says 41. Let's see how accurate my thing is. 41 watching. My thing says 28. I wonder if that was from before. Let's see if I go on there. I'll turn myself down. Oh, it won't tell me now. I can't see. Let's see. Can't see. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Oh, brother. All right, Gigi. Have a good night's sleep. Don't forget to wash that Aquanet right out of your hair. Man, I gotta sneeze again. What time is it, too? I need to put my kid to bed. Oh, it's after 10. Oh no, they're not allowed to purchase that out in New Zealand. You can't get it. Oh, that sucks, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna take off too. I'm not gonna stay on late. I gotta put him to bed again. Once he's in school doing the thing, I can stay on later. I'm just trying to. He was staying up so late. Now I gotta get him in the habit of going to bed early. Trying to figure out what I'm gonna wear to his first day of school. Should I scare people? I could grow a full beard, you know. Oh, they're weak? Maybe. I've been drinking like monsters and everything for so long that I don't think it has an effect on me. Oh yeah, you're gonna leave. All right, let me take off. I appreciate you guys coming on here. And what is today? Tuesday? I don't know. I'll try to do like a live Thursday. Friday it's got a school thing, so I'll try Thursday afternoon at 2, and then maybe I'll try Thursdays at 2, like every other day. That'll help me out too. All right, everybody. Thank you as usual. Mechanic Jams, my heart goes out to you. Prayers for you. And actually, prayers for all of you guys. Let's pray for everybody. Even if it doesn't help, can't hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know who the fuck I'm asking. All right, everybody. Yeah. Peace, love, and barbecue. I love that saying. BBQ. Man, you made me hungry. I got some pork roast in there. I might have to put some. All right, everybody. You guys have a great couple days. I'll see you again maybe Thursday afternoon, and then I'll my Sundays and Tuesdays are the main one. Yeah, that's the whole thing, man. Like I told Mechanic Jams, and I said this the other day. I'm a normal guy. If I can help you, I pray for everybody. I do what I can to help. If anyone needs talk, you just email me at jittboy, and I'll send you my number, and then you can call and talk on the phone. It's not out of all my time on this planet, 10 minutes, 30 minutes talking to somebody on the phone to help them out, that's a no-brainer for me. All right? So peace out, everybody. Thank you again. Love you guys. It's always fun and a pleasure. You help me as much as I help you.